Come on over to the paper outpost, everybody. I'm using up my scraps. Yep. Here's some examples of some things I made to use up my scraps. So basically, I had a lot of scraps, and I decided to do something with them. I took my scraps and I glued them to anything I could find that was big. Like this is a roll of wrapping paper. And I just laid it all down. I think I used glue stick to hold them in place. And then what I did was I took a piece of wax paper and I laid it down over the top. And then I put a cloth on it and I ironed it down. And it really gives this nice smooth feeling where normally all the paper would be very bumpy and everything. It's nice and smooth. Oh yeah. Okay, I put the wrapping paper down. I glued my scraps to it. Then I Mod Podged the surface. And then I let it dry. And then I put my wax paper down. And then ironed it, and it comes out really cool and smooth. And what I found is that you can even peel this wax paper off, and it leaves like a sheet of wax on your papers. It almost feels like, I think they call it encaustic. I'm not sure if that's the right word for this, but it does leave a layer of wax down. Here's another example. I'll just show you examples. So anyway, this one's out of, this is some kind of wallpaper. Yeah. Some kind of funky town wallpaper that I thought I'd never use. So just took my scraps, napkins, little cut end pieces, some dried leaves. I mean, you name it, it went in there. I just had this bucket of scraps I had to use, and I thought, well, at least let me contain the beasts and make some of these. Oh, hang on, they were all stored together. Let me get this apart. Let me put you down for a sec. All right, right there. Okay. There's another one. All sorts of different things, music papers. Oh, and I mixed some glitter into, I don't know if you can see that, but I mixed some glitter into the Mod Podge just to give it a little glitz on this one. I don't know if you can see that, but anyway, I did. And here's another one. This is mostly antique book pages and things like that with napkins decoupaged over the top. And then I'm telling you, the key is to put the wax paper down, a cloth, and then iron over it, and it just, everything is so smooth. It's really cool. But anyway, I thought to myself, what can I use these big sheets for? And to me, they're like great wrapping for, what else? A book cover. And I'm going to just get in the right size here. I hope that's right. I made one of those ephemera holders out of this. Could you go smaller? Nope, that's it. Okay. And this is one of those things, one of those big papers I just turned into a cover. And I just put I sewed actually some pretty paper onto the back to give it a little more stability, but it's very strong. And I made these inserts. I took file folders, you know, the old file folders you can get at the thrift stores and antique stores, and because they have nice thick paper. Whoop, I can hear that moving. Okay, and then I took some vellum or Dualar, I think it's called. But anyway, plastic paper, you know, any kind of plastic that has a little strength to it, and I just sewed in these little pockets everywhere. And I thought this would be a great way to store my little cuttings and bits so that I can see what I have at a moment's ready to go and stuff like that. Little tuckies and pouches and you never find out what's in here. Can't remember. Okay, so the quest to use up the scraps, I'm telling you, it's enough to drive a sane person crazy. But and you know, it's like the more you make, the more scraps you have. It's like this, it's like laundry. It just keeps coming. All sorts of, oh yeah, the cutouts, you know, the little, we get these awesome little tabs or paper cutters, and we want to use them, and we do, and then we end up with all these, and we got to use them for something, and we do, and that's the way it goes. And all sorts of things. I mean, it's just an easy way, quick, to you know, store your little bits and bobs. You know, we all have little bits and bobs, right? I forgot about I had these little bits and bobs. These little fabric bits and bobs, you know, ready to go at a moment's notice. I'd be like, hey, I've got something for that, you know? Yeah, is that focused? Okay, can't see. My own eyesight's the pits. I'm trying to focus through the YouTube thingy. But anyway, I've got more room to put stuff in. And I just thought I'd toss that idea out there. I see these going around, and it's a great... So, in other words, you can use your scraps to make something to hold your scraps. Yeah, and that's basically the gist of it. Pam at thepaperoutpost.com.